As you can see, it's a very windy day. But the plus side is the sun's out. Blue skies, first time in a long time. And we did not get the snow. It passed us by. I'm sure there'll be some on its way. Hello, Shih Tzu traveler. Ready for an adventure? Let's go. My bag is 10 pounds heavier than usual. I'm carrying about 15 pounds with my pack. That doesn't include the camera gear, the camp stoves, and my gun, etc. So we're getting a workout today. As you can see, my cute little dog is enjoying the snow over there. She did a couple of rolls that I missed. He's just trekking along, checking everything out. She doesn't mind sitting there and taking in that sun and looking around and seeing if she'll spot anything. I know her senses are more keen than mine. Hey, little girl. What's up? Having fun? So as you can see, you got a raging fire there and trying to burn off the can and get it all primed up. Getting rid of all the papers and different things on it. And I won't add any wood until that calms down. I'm amazed at how much flame it's producing because the wood is so dry. So obviously these little cans do work for stoves. So you can see there it's plenty of centralized fire. I'm impressed about how much air that's drawing and how it's working. I didn't expect it to be so fine. So as you can see, it's already creating a bed of coals down in there. In the direction of the wind the right way. So I'll just keep on doing that, and I know that it's going to create enough heat for the purposes that I want today, rather than just a full open fire. It's quite amazing. It's working out. The first time I've ever used one of these. I've always just had the open fire. So it's the great thing about being outside, you don't gotta worry about making a mess on the floor. Great, whenever the flour comes out, oh well. Saskatoons. And I fixed in my earlier videos this year. It'll probably be Saskatoon with a little bit of pancake batter. Very valuable from this experiment. If I totally put the pan on top. It almost smothers the fire. So, even though I have a couple holes up there in the top, it's not enough. So, I either need to have a little rack, or I have to make some more holes for it to stop it from smoldering. So as you can see, once the pan's off a little bit, it's fine. Put the pan on totally. You're going to see it's diminishing now. Maybe this time it won't be as bad, but you can see the effect that it has on it. I see there's a little space there, so that's helping. Before I had it totally sitting right down on top. I already feel the heat on the pan, so that's a good thing. Also, the other good thing about it is if it gets too hot, I can just take it off the fire and set it here. So you can see the heat from that. So I'll just take it off. Right now I'm going to take off my gloves here. This way I should be able to get a little bit of margarine in here. Actually, it's butter I'm using today. You can hear that. So you know it's plenty warm. It's a little bit much for butter, but I don't like to use that much. I'll just coat the pan some, and I'll save that. So that's okay. Put that on the pancake. Of course, my dog wants to come over and check it out. It's not for me. Interesting indeed. I love experimenting. Just take this off here and flatten this down. Maybe like more like a biscuit than a pancake, because there's rolls up the pan. I'll have to keep an eye on that. It's actually quite an interesting experiment and fun. Kind of gives you the idea of the things you have to correct. And it's a good time to do it. It's not extremely cold. So we're just going to let that move up there. It's not going to take long. Off around the edges. One thing for sure is we'll know that I'm good at making a mess. It's live while it happens. It's called really roughing it. Looks like a mangled mess of biscuit. Mangled biscuit. It's gonna be alright. It's still gonna taste good, but it doesn't look appetizing. A nice little teapot, like my dad used to make when he'd take us on camping trips. Just a little tomato can with a little handle. so we can have a nice cup of tea. The old-fashioned way. So there we are, our pancake and our hot cup of green tea. And it sounds like my dog is ready to have lunch. We're going to sit on our little pillow there and enjoy this tasty berry biscuit pancake. Well, as you can see, you can't help but look 10 pounds heavier in this kind of weather. You have to really bundle up in layers. Why the owls and birds of prey like it around these marshlands, because you can see all the tracks from the voles. Well, my dog notices them too, because there's been at least a dozen crossings on this little trail already. You like breaking trail, girl? Be easier if I went ahead. Now here's a fresh runny track. Let me show you how far that jumped. There is the track for the first hop. And way over there is the track for the second hop. That's at least, I don't know, 5.5 feet at least. So they can move on the run, back and forth. Kind of went across, and then he came back. This hillside is all pretty with snow on top of the shrubs. So we have a target up there, probably 140 to 50 feet. Let's zoom it. A little higher there. Let's see, it's up there in that limb. Lens fogged up. Put the safety back on. Oops, and this time I'll take the camera over and see if we hit anything at all. And I think the gun's not too far off. It's just the fact that I'm not getting a good focus with my scope. So I'm sure there's some stuff I can put on that to help with that. That's the thing about cheaper scopes. You get what you pay for. So I'm definitely gonna have to practice. And there you see it. Out of 1, 2, 3, 5 of them hit. But all of them are off. At least they hit the target, but there's only, actually there's the other one did hit in there. So only one in the center. Not too many of them hit the bullseye. I got a couple down at the bottom, one over the side, another one at the side, and then just one in the center, and another one off. The other one's down here and there. So I definitely need to do some adjustments, improve, and try to figure out about that foggy lens. Research. As you can see, all the deer that have been avoiding, they know hunting season is over. They're all out. Got a buck, a doe, and a smaller fawn walking back here. We've also got a coyote on the go too, checking out the rabbit trails. You can see the moles and squirrels going by as well. So we're going to head back in to the bush, see if there's anything else around today. It's cooler, but bearable. I can really hear something crashing here. First I thought it was a deer or something on the run, but all it is a woodpecker. What tree it's in, I don't know. Since I start videoing, it'll stop. Beautiful little bit of snow on the trees. Now that we're at camp, we're going to try to get a fire started right away. We can see that one thing for sure, with a little bit of dusting of snow, a rabbit's been all through here, and a small fox has followed it all around. You can see all the tracks in the snow, which I'm kind of covering up now. Went all through here, was crawled up under there, probably trying to make a house out of the lean-to, and followed that trail all around. So I've certainly been active there. I'm going to see if we can get the fire going so we can try a bannock recipe and maybe some tea and enjoy a little bit of an outing before it gets too dark. So now it's just a matter of sitting around the fire, taking in the view, and waiting for to get some coals down so we can try out a bannock recipe. It surely is a lot milder once you get out and moving. You can hear lots of birds around today. One thing I want to mention about the placement of my fire, it's downhill, so any snow that melts or water will run away underneath the logs and down the hill, so there won't be ice in my fire pit. So while the fire is getting underway and we're getting that bed of coals going, I'm going to pick out a pole that I'm going to use to wrap my bannock bread on. I'm going to try to cook it over the fire. So we're going to get one of those and set it up. As you can see, there's my trusty Shih Tzu on guard. She's gotten full of snow and her hair's a little fluffed and tangled there, but she's a cutie. She's got her winter jacket on. So I'm going around and gathering some of these dead limbs and goat's beard and putting that on the fire to help get it racing a little more so that the coals are a bigger bit than they're going to be just smoldering on some of the damper poplar. There's lots of this around, dead limbs on everything. So we're starting to get a decent bed of coals now that we put on some drier twigs. So once that burns down, we should have a good bit for cooking. You can see I have a little rack up top to keep things away from the fire. So once that settles down, we're going to try it out. Snow, it takes a little bit of water. We shall find out. Yeah, my bannoc's still cooking. So I can tell you a little bit of snow makes a good little bit of water. So that's cool. I'm sipping on some hot tea while we're waiting for the bannock to finish. I get my bannock still cooking on the coals. You can see where I took my piece out of the middle. Because that was done first. And it is nice, crispy, and good. Of course, no way we're going to eat all that. We'll be taking some with us when we go. Just wanted to try this. It's the first time I've ever cooked it on a stick. I added a little bit of oatmeal, so it gave it an extra crispy on the outside. Very good. Nice piece of bannock. Gonna put some butter on that. It's gonna be good. I'll just get the butter melting down on that. And try that out. It's gonna be good. Now, just because it's winter doesn't mean I'm not gonna put out my fire. I'm gonna be throwing some snow on it and letting that go down until it's not gonna ignite. It's not gonna go anywhere, of course, but just to get into the habit of that is a good thing. As soon as that gets down to where I like it, then we'll be heading out, taking our bannock with us and seeing if anything comes along on the trail. I'm just going to head around this little thicket. And it's now that the sun's going down, it'll start to get a lot colder. So that's time to get on the move. And some wind picking up, so it's definitely getting cooler by the minute. I'd say I got a lot more weight on when you pack in to make a little fire. The pack goes from 5 to 15 pounds really easy, not including any other gear. So it's good practice to get into. Also good to do some home exercises to build up shoulder and back muscles. You can see where the deer came out earlier. We're out to the cow trail now to get out to the last of the hike. My dog is being good and waiting for me. I don't like her to get too far ahead. Stay. See if she slows up any. No. Good girl. Good girl. What a good girl. Don't run off too far ahead. Good baby. That's good. Okay. Very good. Oh, it's fine for me. I like to come down a hill, sometimes sideways, depending on how slippery it is. That way, I always can have a foot bracing. So as you can see, the breeze is picking up. No sunset tonight. The skies have been pretty well gray all day. Another fabulous workout. It just feels really good in the lungs to breathe in all that fresh air. Short beats sitting in front of the TV. Just gonna soak this in and we'll call it a night out here. Click subscribe and nature will provide. Thanks for watching.